Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to another hot fire episode of the Audible Podcast. I'm your boy, the Wooded, D Man, D1. And if you're on YouTube, you're looking at my wonderful, glorious face. This is the first. I don't know why I'm so behind on everything, but this is the first video podcast that I'm also going to do. Um, on my YouTube page, I plug my YouTube all the time. It's mostly a lot of gaming stuff, but I'm gonna just do daily videos on kind of whatever we want to chat about, sports, yada yada yada. But welcome back to the. I have no idea you know, what episode we on. We might be on like 103, 104 at this point. Uh, thank y'all for thank y'all for sticking around. Thank y'all for hollering at me on Twitter all the time, man. It's been a real rough. I wouldn't say rough, but it's been a rocky. Probably the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been rough. So let's get into some sports. So a lot of things have been going on. A lot of things I want to discuss. I'm telling you, I get here and I put the headphones on and I would talk and I would get through like 8 minutes, and then I would get through like 4 minutes, and then I would get through like 15 minutes turning my phone down, and then I would get through like 20 minutes, and I just couldn't record. I don't know. It's just I would get through it, and anybody that's ever recorded anything, whether it's a video, audio, the worst thing that can happen is for you to be minutes into something, and it just fall through or fall back or whatever. So uh whatever that was, it's all good. Let's jump straight into everything because we had a lot been going on in the NBA. We had a lot been going on in the UFC. NFL is gone. Thank Jesus, the NFL is finally gone. Um, we're gonna discuss a little bit of it because we're gonna discuss a little bit about these quarterback situations. We're gonna discuss Kugler too. What's going on? Or what happened with Ryan Kugler, man? Let's get it straight to that. We're gonna talk about Russia, Ukraine. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. I don't know, it's gonna be a little different. Talking to a camera. Usually, I've talked to into a camera before. Obviously, with my mustache. Oh, I just letting it grow. I look like a foghorn leghorn right now. It's a little different talking into just a regular audio microphone because you kind of just talking into the void. Uh, Whereas a camera, something may be going on. A big ass a bug might fly past. It's just a lot of things that can go on randomly. I do not like about the thing. So that's why I really ain't been doing a lot of YouTube videos just because an hour long, hour 15, you never know what may go on. It's live videos, you gotta keep it. Um so that's why I think my 5 to 7, 10, 20 minute, maybe 30-minute segments of just random daily videos will fit a lot better than what I want to do overall. So the first thing we want to jump into, we're gonna jump into the Kugler situation, right? It just it just happened a couple of days ago. So basically, Ryan Coogler, who is the a director of Black Panther and many other films, but the most popular one is Black Panther, and he went into an Atlanta bank, Bank of America. Why is he with Bank of America? What's going on? Does he crack cards too? What kind of side hustle you doing, my boy? He went into Bank of America and he went to withdraw money, right? So first of all, he went to withdraw $12,000. All right, I'm not rich. I don't do rich people shit. But what you doing? Getting 12 G's cash. That's your business. That's not the point here. But 12 G's cash. Well, keep it on a card, man. What's wrong with you? Um, so he goes in there and he has the bank slip. And what was kind of reported to us at first is that he went into the bank, he put down a slip on the back of the slip where it said don't write nothing. This nigga wrote a paragraph basically saying, "Yo, I need all this money, but can we count it to the side? Because you don't want to count 12 G's. He don't want to count 12 G's out. I understand that. So, well, he don't want to do it in public. I understand that. Well, it is what it is. Again, this is rich people stuff. So, the lady asking him, obviously, this is 12 G's. He got the mask on. He got a note, and on the back where it said "Don't write," he writing, "I want cash." All right. So the lady asked him for additional identification. He obliges. Nigga gives the lady ID. He also puts his pen in a little thing, put his card in the thing, and put his pen in for further validation that he is actually who he says he is. Unless he's the this is a reverse psychology type of bank robbery where yo bitch, I'm gonna give you my identification and I still want the money. Like, I'm surprising you. You like, oh wait, he would never rob the place after giving me ID. Oh yes, bitch, I do. Give me the it ain't one of these type of things. It's his money, it's his stuff, and he did all this. So obviously next time when you go get some money out the bank, if it's over well 12 G's, yeah, you ain't getting 12 G's out, you broke. But when you getting $12, bring a cup of piss. Uh, uh, and of course, right. So this is what makes or breaks a national story, right? So the first thing niggas needed to know, was she white or was she black? All right. So the saving grace for this whole situation, uh, because this is really, especially when you hit a 911 call, when she's calling in, and even the lady dispatching is like talking to her like she's crazy. Like, yo, ma'am, you didn't even confirm identification. You calling us saying this nigga's robbing the bank, but it's a bank robbery call. So the lady can't be like, oh, bitch, you lying and hang up the phone. And the what makes or breaks it being a national story basically is she's black. She's just stupid and black. Yeah, she's just stupid. She's not a stupid white lady, a stupid Asian lady, a stupid Mexican lady, a stupid anything. She's just another dumb lady. And yeah, one of many dummies out here. So apparently, you need more than ID, your bank card to get bank money out. The only thing I can say about Kugler on the back, it say do not write there, brother. It says do not write on the thing where it says well you wrote. Um, I don't remember what he wrote, and I don't feel like looking it up, but it was at least 12 words in the area where they don't want you to write it. So that's my only thing about Kugler. Oh, but that's what makes or break a national story. You know what I mean? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all them boys would have been outside, buck naked, trying to get a check and trying to leech another opportunity from something like this. But thankfully, this is not going to be something that continues on. Bank of America, they could just give this lady some extra training. Um, Man, if she was white, this would be a terrible situation. This would be a hilarious. It'd be on the news every goddamn day. I'm just so tired of this type of shit. But thankfully, it wasn't, and she was just goofy as hell. I would, um, I would highly recommend y'all going to YouTube or going to wherever your social media you consume that, and uh, actually listen to the video of this lady talking to the 911 people, because the 911 people is really, you could tell she knows she's stupid, and it's a hilarious conversation. So moving on, we're gonna move to the big stories. I missed a lot. So apparently, when I stopped doing podcasts or wars happened, we niggas just start blowing. Putin was like, you know what, nigga, you ain't dropping podcast. We gonna blow some fucking Nazis up, and apparently, uh, the big R. the original Rough Rider, um, Big Mother Russia has attacked poor baby Ukraine. Ukraine and Russia, it would be like, what can I think of? What's a good description? It, it's not like Daddy and Junior, because Russia don't allow Nazis in their country in such numbers. Um, I don't know. It's not Bizarro and Superman because Bizarro is at least kind of strong like Superman. He ain't Superman. In Ukraine, it's nothing like it. Um, it's a weird situation, right? So from the surface, when we research situations, right, it's always good to do your Googles. When you do your Googles, you come up with your own opinion. And when you do some extra research, maybe some YouTube videos of legit news sources, not niggas like me. I'm just niggas talking. Legit news sources, legit reporters, people who've been in the field, not just some nigga like me. Because uh somebody in the podcast world, it could be somebody with a studio behind them, but they could have been at it for 2 years. Look for legitimate sources. And what I deducted from these sources was that this situation ain't got nothing to do with your boy. What's going on? Ain't got nothing to do with me. This is uh now innocent children in all cases, any cases should never be harmed. Move the babies out the way, and then y'all handle your differences. This is the plot, right? So this is the plot that I gathered from my Google research, right? So we're gonna go all the way out because we niggas sometimes we need a nigga to explain some stuff. And you take what I'm saying, and then you do what you want to do with it, right? So USSR, NATO, we're going back to the late 80s, early 90s. I think like 1990, right? So the NATO was formed only to fight USSR, right? And all this whatever thing. So right, all that go away. But USSR goes away, but NATO is still around. But the only reason NATO ever existed was to fight this entity that is USSR, right? So, but the USSR breaks up, and some places go their way, some people stay with Big Russia. However it go over the next 30 some odd years, 32 years at this point, right? Um, so Big Russia notices uh that we are slowly gathering all these little countries that used to be them. We are slowly putting them into our NATO team, right? So what I'm basically doing, nigga, is I'm taking niggas that used to be on your team. This is like the Lakers or the Clippers. And I'm slow, give me Lil Brian right there. Nigga, give me Ingram right here too. Uh nigga, give me Malonzo right here too. That's some Kobe. Give me Kobe. This is over a span of 30 years. That's why I'm saying Kobe. So he's taking all the people that used to be on my team. Now they on your team. And then you moving closer and closer and closer to me. So the Russia, it's us pushing close to them and surrounding them because we also a little bit we all surrounded them. So Big Russia's like, yo, you need to back up a little bit. So what Big Russia do is Big Russia, they just take shit. So all the pieces that used to be them, they're like, you know what? We just gonna yank y'all. So in 14, they went to yanking motherfuckers, right? And they went to bringing Crimea. They went to taking shit back. They think we getting too close, so we got to push them back. This is good or evil, depends on whose side you on, right? So the Ukraine, the America, what we can't deny is, and this is why I'm not super political as far as quote unquote left and right stuff, because they hate all of us, right? They hate all of us, right? So um we are We get these puppet people, these puppet presidents, we put them in place. The nigga Zelensky, we put this nigga into place in the Ukraine to A, bring a democracy there, to A, bring some stabilization there, but to A, also, I just say A three different times, it's supposed to be A, B, and C, but also they had a Nazi problem there. You can Google this. The A, make sure I'm saying it because I say it incorrect. Avos Battalion, right? Avos Battalion, AVOS Battalion. You can Google them yourself. There are articles from 2014 from where they are the greatest weapon that Ukraine has. They're the strongest fighters. This battalion is the strongest battalion. These niggas is like the Ukrainian Army Rangers. I'm back. But they're Nazis. They're mainly there's a lot of Nazis, and even to this day, they wear the patch on their arm, right? So we put Zelensky in place by we, the United States. I'm saying just we because I'm putting it in perspective here. I don't know these niggas. We put Zelensky over there to bring some democracy and to get the Nazis out of here. It just so happens these Nazis is a lot of niggas, and they pretty dedicated to this Nazi shit. And you can look it up. I mean, United States, we've known of this battalion for like 8 years. The CIA knew about it, FBI knew about it because they the ones that reported it, and that's how these niggas wrote a story about it. Vice was out there. It's Vice episodes on YouTube of these niggas out here. So Zelensky, he went out there. They got the democracy. They fixed some shit. The U.S. helped put some shit into place, but he never fixed the Nazis. The Nazi problem never went away. Now it's I'm gonna say Nazi problem. Well, it's a Nazi problem that the Nazis exist in the first place, but it's not like niggas was going through the streets, getting hang up by their ankles and by their Achilles. But they are there. They don't need to be there, and they are the strongest battalion in that Ukraine has. So they're the strong. They're the Navy SEALs, Army Ranger niggas, right? So we all here together. We all here together. This is what I gather uh, from my interwebs, right? So big when Russia say they got a Nazi problem, they actually fucking do. They actually do. And you could tell that they do because no other country actually jumped in. Now, you could say no other country jumped in because Russia said they're gonna lay that hammer down. Correct. Russia did say they're gonna lay that hammer down. But people just sent aid from afar. Germany ain't do nothing. Germany is the strongest like entity really in Europe. They ain't do nothing. Nobody actually sent nothing like people. Niggas just sent the guns. You get a little helicopter, take some rations, take a couple AKs, take some bullets, take a little cash, buy you some old shit. But nobody's actually going out there. There's a reason for that. It's not because of Big Russia and nobody wanted World War III. We're gonna probably get that anyway. It's because it is a legitimate problem, right? The main legitimate problem is Big Russia thinking they can just take anything and they can just start bombing cities. Like I'm pretty sure. See, we ain't America. We be talking about America. Somebody bombing America. It's mostly just gonna be to ruin whatever we got over here. Cause niggas don't want nothing. We ain't got nothing. We ain't selling nothing over here. We ain't nigga ain't no rice fields, patties, frogs. We ain't got a rain. We ain't got a real rainforest here. We ain't got nothing. So when Russia's going over to take over big Ukraine, there's some resources they could take. Niggas don't want our oil and all. Like, come on, man. He's better place to take. Saudi Arabia and all these people, they bartering off of pure money. If niggas want to take that, they can take that. They just bartering off pure money. But the problem is, Russia can't you can't just take whatever you want, dog. It just don't go like that. You can't say you used to be with us and we coming to get it. Now, the previous president we had, if you notice, so you can look back to this, put a lot of sanctions under Ukraine. Ukraine became weakened under Trump. And that was for this moment right here. And Russia could just go take that motherfucker back. Um, so this is a confusing thing. It's a confusing thing to have an opinion over, because you're supposed to have an opinion over people dying, and people at war. You can't just say I don't give a fuck, even though you do say that because there's a war going on every single second. Um, I don't know, cause I don't know, man. Uh, those videos, them niggas being stuck out there, man. I seen a nigga say they was walking 33 hours try to get to another border, man. That's pretty. Nigga, I can only imagine standing like some part of Iowa or Massachusetts or any place up there that kind of northern area, and niggas tell me I gotta walk to Canada because they ain't got nothing for me. Like, yo, yeah, these trains, these is for niggas that's for these white niggas. Y'all, you walk to Poland. That don't sit right with my spirit. I don't like that. So on that note, we just move on. We just move on. All right, let's talk about the fucking NBA. We just move on because I don't know what I'm supposed to have an opinion on. Um, I don't know what I'm supposed to be thinking about the situation besides innocent people being any innocent people, uh, children, uh, women, anybody innocent being killed is, of course, uh, really bad, real tragic. Um, but the way you treat niggas out there, also a real tragedy. In the face of tragedy, these niggas, you treat these niggas like sixth class citizens. These niggas ain't third class citizens, second class citizens. This is a man. It was really hurtful to see some shit like that. You know what I mean? It could have been anybody. It's not just niggas. It could have been anybody. It could have been any group of people out there. When you evacuating a city because of you evacuating a country because of war, and you say, "Hey, niggas, you right here, y'all wait. Ain't no trains for y'all. Y'all gotta walk." I ain't got no love for that right there. So, yeah, we really gonna move on. Let's get to the NBA. So, man, where do we start? I want to start with let's start with MVP talk, right? So let's bring up some NBA standings, man. And I swear I'm gonna get the screen up that way I can have the stats sitting right next to me on a screen and all this little extra shit. Let's talk to the standings, right? So last night Nikola Jokic had a another absolutely fantastic night. Let me get to the Nuggets real quick. Now they've been on a stretch, right? Not granted, they've been playing garbage ass teams, right? But what you do with the garbage ass teams, excuse me, that shows. What's my cat? This nigga is something being attacked? What you do with these garbage ass teams, it really shows what type of team you are, right? So last night the Lakers lost to the Rockets. The Nuggets have won like 10 out of the last 11. 10 out of the last 11. And that includes them beating the Warriors, them beating the Raptors. The rest was trash teams. Pelicans are okay, but Pelicans are trash too. And they beat the Warriors again. They beat the Warriors twice, even though whatever. The fucking wins are the wins. The Lakers are losing to trash teams. That's just how it go. Right now, the Denver Nuggets are 40-26. 40-26 in the Eastern Conference puts you at the number 4 seed under the 76ers, who are 40-24. They've only played 2 games less. Um, the Chicago Bulls, who's everybody's been raving about, because of the play of DeMar DeRozan. He's been playing really good. They are 40-26 as well. The difference is Jamal Murray, who is the second best player on the Denver Nuggets, hasn't played a single game all year. Michael Porter Jr., which is the third best player on the team, has played 9 games. He ain't played, nigga. This nigga ain't played since the beginning of the season. The fourth best player is Will Barton. He missed last night. He's been hurt the last couple games. And the fifth best player on the team is Aaron Gordon, right? The Chicago Bulls, and I know we're gonna count injuries too. We're gonna count injuries because Lonzo's been out a while. They have DeMar DeRozan. They have Vucevic. They have Zach Levine. Caruso's been out, but he's not that type of level. But he is a good. Um, he's a top role player, I would say. Who else did they have? The rookie they picked up, he's been playing pretty good, right? Uh, let's look at the standings, right? Because I really want to prove a point. Because we talk about the meaning of MVP. When Russell Westbrook won, yes, it was because he got triple doubles. But there were also the eighth seed. He got him to the playoffs with a completely garbage ass team. So when it comes to the actual meaning of most valuable player, it can't just be the best player. Like it can't just be the best team or somebody with the best record or somewhat of a top 2, top 3 seed. It can't be that every single time, and it hasn't. But it can't be this narrative shit also. Um, Taking it back to the NFL, for instance, if Russell Wilson had any type of a decent season and got the Seattle Seahawks to the playoffs, that nigga would have been MVP because before the season even started, he was everybody's MVP. And he get hurt, he fall off, people go off. LeBron was the runaway MVP this year before the season started. I mean, and Embiid because people come in with this whatever, right? And Embiid, and I'm not saying Embiid isn't deserving. If I had to do a top 3 MVP kind of thing, Embiid would be in it. But there are guys that are absolutely fucking hooping with nobody on the team. Dog, look at the second and third best player on a team. That is how you judge MVP. Period. Period. People were saying, I forget what year this was, but it was last year, the year before LeBron was supposed to win it over Giannis, I believe. That could have been Giannis' first one. He won 2 in a row. Could have been Giannis' first one, which is the Lakers one. Whatever one it was. My point is, I think it was last year. The second best player, it was year before. The second best player on the Milwaukee Bucks at that time was Chris Middleton. The second best player on the Lakers is Anthony Davis. Nigga, what? How can we legitimately like? Because the MVP got to be more than that, man. And I'm so tired of the. I'm not like full on. I hate the media, yada yada, because these guys have sources. And I'm talking all media, not just sports. They got sources. They talk to real. Sometimes they talk to real people who are giving real updates on what's really going on. But a lot of times they are creating the news and creating the shit for us to tune into them because that's how it goes. If you think about what ESPN used to be, let's say 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because the before Shannon and Skip, everything was pretty different. Like you had your two man talking shit, but it was only PTI and Shannon and Skip. Everything else was like a show. But then you see everything else slowly become debate shows and narrative shows because it mimics the news and who has the biggest ratings, CNN, Fox News, all these type of shit. So it's not, I'm not going tenfold conspiracy all the way. That's how they generate the most viewership through all these type of debates. That's why Skip Bayless is relevant after all this time because he just finds another nigga to sit across the table with and he just talk about some shit. That's just how these things go. But when they come in with kind of preconceived notions, um, and they almost stand on it all year, you people just stay stuck with it, and that's what it is. And sometimes it become terrible takes, like Terry Bradshaw saying Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in Panthers franchise fucking history, and he couldn't even get past 6 games without being fucking trash. 4 games without being complete dog shit. So most of the times these dudes is wrong. But when you betting on LeBron, nigga, you gonna win that 80% of the time. You gonna win most of the time. So I think when we start to look at MVP, um, the fact that it's voted on by writers and all this stuff is really it's really tough. The cat is making noise. I'm about to throw a flash grenade in there. But it's just a really I'm tired of the narrative stuff. I don't even watch ESPN no more. I can't even watch anything. I understand niggas want to give their opinion, but can I just watch some highlights, nigga? Can I watch some layups? Can we have somebody narrating like Stuart Scott used to do? Just narrate over some crossovers and some layups. That's really what we just want to see. Let's discuss Philly, right? Because Philly made a gigantic trade, and the Nets just lose so many times, right? So the Nets are the, I would say, failed Los Angeles Rams because they went all in to get as many superstars as they can, but it kind of ended pretty fucking tragic because in NFL they don't play that shit. In the NBA, seemingly you can do whatever you want. James Harden can go from team to team he want. Um, but just like you can be traded from any team they want to trade your ass to. I guess it's fair play, but it seems as though th- this is my main thing about James Harden and it's other players. Well, you been to 3 teams like 3 years. That ain't fucking wild to you. That ain't crazy to you. You're not like the Houston, not the Houston, the Cleveland Miami thing with LeBron. LeBron's only out there like 4 years, nigga. He wasn't even out there that long. Like he different because he LeBron. But still, nigga, you went from Cleveland to Miami and you skedaddled out of there because it wasn't going your way, and it wasn't going your way in the front office. But yeah, nigga, you moving all these teams, nigga. What happened to like what's up with the legacy? What I don't know. It's just I guess it don't matter. I guess it don't even matter. It's just all business. And I understand it's all business. These niggas making 30, 40 millions a year to put a ball in the hoop. So I can understand it's just all business, but from quitting on the Houston Rockets to quitting on the Nets to being in Philly, acting like shit is all good and everything is everybody else's problem. That's a little wild to me. I wouldn't want to play with no nigga like that, but um, he's one of the greatest players of all time. I guess it just is what it is. But um, you know, quitting on the Rockets was one thing, right? I think James Harden served his tenure. He served his time with the Houston Rockets. I'm saying serve time like nigga want to make it 30 million a year, but like he's in that bitch 30 years. Um, but he took him as far as they could take him. And obviously, Wherever Maury at, he wants to be at. Wherever there's a smidgen of Maury dust, he wants to be there, right? So the next thing, Steve Nash, um, D'Antoni was a coach out there. D'Antoni was like a assistant coach or something out there. Last year, if y'all remember, D'Antoni was a coach out there for the Nets, and Harden goes there and he quits, right? So my thing is, I understand him quitting because he already had a quitter on his team, which is Kyrie Irving. And when it seems like him and Harden, not Harden, Durant, had one of those nigga, this your friend, not my friend type of moments. And now I gotta be mad at you because you hang out with this whole ass nigga. And I thought you was cool, you my nigga. And you hang out with niggas like this. I think they could have been one of those type of moments. Um, the Kyrie thing, it's so stupid. It's so dumb, but the NBA allows it. So good for this nigga. But if the mandate, this is one of the things I have a question about the Nets. If the mandate don't switch, and we said they had mandate could already switch, but I haven't seen it switch. Does that mean that the Nets they're not going to the playoffs? That they would have to play playoff games? This nigga wouldn't play role playoff games? Is that with my computers computing as well? I can see why Harden wants to leave. Um, I guess the Nets will be in a weird situation. Like you can't release this nigga. You can't. Nobody wanted to trade for him. Damn. Because what if you gotta? What if you get him on your team? You trade assets, but you gotta play in a city that got actual mandates. Us the playoffs, and they got actual mandates in that place. So I mean, this nigga couldn't play for your team either. So I understand how it could be difficult to trade him. But nigga, you gotta do something, man. Come on, man. They play a whole season. They living in Brooklyn. Them tickets high as fuck. And you coming out there to Harden and Nick Claxton and Seth Curry. No, he didn't play with Seth Curry. Nick Claxton and Patty Mills and Joe Harris been out all year. And fucking Blake Griffin and Paul Millsap and LaMarcus Aldridge. Get the fuck. Who the fuck the Nets think they is, man? What what the fuck? I, I just became disgusted. Who the fuck these niggas think they is? With Steve Nash, when Stephen A first came out and he said the shit about Steve Nash, everybody thought he was crazy. But this nigga Steve Nash can't coach a lick. They playing anybody. Check to see what they playing. These niggas playing anybody any minute. Bruce fucking Brown. What's going on? Steve Kerr came in, and he's the perfect comparison. Steve Kerr came in and won 67 games with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green in 2015. And you got Kyrie and so maybe Stephen A. Smith was correct. Maybe this nigga Steve Nash can't coach a lick. Maybe they have no idea what they're doing. Maybe this idea that Kyrie and Kevin Durant has that they don't need to be coached. They know the game themselves. Maybe that shit don't fucking work because you've actually never done anything in the NBA. You're rich, so it don't actually matter. Yeah, great. That's fantastic. That's that in reality, it don't matter. But as far as basketball, nobody in this shit. Kyrie ain't do nothing by himself. He did it with LeBron. But you can't lay out a blueprint, dog. Like you've been out here doing it yourself. That's my point. Like Durant, you can't lay the blueprint like you've been like you did it yourself, bro. Like so there's the whole you don't need a coach notion. Um I'm gonna go find a couple tweets. I should find an episode where I say I knew this Steve Nash was gonna be some old therapy session ass shit because he was a player development coach in Golden State. They thought, oh, he got all those players to play together. That's special. No, you had Steph Curry who don't give a fuck and who's cool with other niggas coming in because he gonna get his anyway. You don't need a player development coach for that. Steve Nash did have to do that. They already had the OG, Jerry West, make the call to bring Kevin Durant in. Steve Nash wasn't, he was just massaging egos. But when you got Steph Curry, who's literally willing, like, hey, dude, I'm going to get mine anyway. Because the basketball ego, Kevin Durant ego was so big that a great player like Steph Curry had to come to him and say, dog, we can play together. Like, it's like, dog, it's not like these niggas had super crazy high usage players. For them to even have to pitch that to him, nigga, you on a losing team. We came back 3-1 on you. We the one should be having you nigga, you should be throwing the meeting to come to our team. That's not how the NBA work. It's not a meat rubbing and tucking in the NBA. But the fact that Steve Nash got this shot because he was a player development coach. And I'm not saying, well, I am saying he's not a fucking word. The Nets are trash. Um, but him being a player development coach for Golden State Warriors is very easy. When you got a player like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson as your 1 and 2, who are the most selfless players in the fucking NBA history. Steph was willing to give up. He gave up 3 years worth of extra. Dog, he was averaging 30 with Durant there. 28, 27, 28. He was like 28 and 7, 28, 8 and 7. Let me check these fucking numbers. Stats. I ain't even type this nigga name is. They know what I'm talking about. What's a Durant years? 18, 19, 27, 6 and 5. That's 19. No, he was hurt that year. Yeah. Excuse me. 17, 18, 26, 6 and 5. 17, 16, 25, 6 and 5. So the nigga had the same stats. That's balling stats, nigga. 20, 27, 6 and 5, 26, 26, 7 and 5. But that's the ego. So they thought Steve Nash was the bridge in between that selflessness. And now we're seeing that's not the case. Because when it comes to real selfish motherfuckers, like Kyrie Irving, there's nothing you can do besides pay this nigga 30 million to play only home games on some whole shit. Even though this nigga done had 19 surgeries and they put him to sleep with some kind of mystery juice every time. His eyes ain't wide awoke, nigga. They put something in you so you won't feel pain. Spell that. Put some sage on that. Look in the dictionary, nigga. That what they put in you ain't even in the dictionary. What they put in you so you go to sleep and when you wake up and so you ain't feel no pain. Go ahead and Google that for me. Flat Earth, nigga. So James Harden, we're gonna all the way loop back because did piss me off here. On the video, you may see me fight a nigga. So James Harden in Philly. Um, what I do not like about James Harden in Philly is you have the two players, and I've never seen this in NBA history. The only two people to be excused for being tired in the playoffs. Nigga, n- James Harden get hurt. Oh, he just tired, man. He played by himself all season. Nigga, what? This nigga be at the club. Yo, every year, am I tripping? Every year they get on there and they say Harden been he's tired. He play all the minutes. He do everything. And then you see him on videos like, yeah, nigga, Meek and Lil Durk hit me at 2 a.m. for practice. I gotta go. That's probably a playoff game, nigga. If he do that one time, you do it every time. Because you in Miami, you in Atlanta, you in all these places. Your friends is there too, nigga. So if you go hang out with Meek Mill 2 a.m., nigga, for practice, what you late for practice? Your priority is fucked up. So and Embiid too. Like Embiid last year was legitimately hurt. But all them years before, tired, nigga, bruh. The LeBron cramps thing was pretty unbelievable. But even cramps, it's uncontrollable, nigga. And them bitches is moving, nigga. It's not like LeBron could have grabbed the cramp and choked the shit out of it. But tired? This nigga say these niggas was tired. That's so unbelievable. So my thing is, it's two of them on the same team. No more tired talk. And this should be their year. Embiid is playing at a ridiculous level. Let me be clear on that. Embiid is playing at a ridiculous level. He's playing like a all timer, top 75. Where's this nigga? Nikola Jokic, where's this nigga? Take Dame Lillard and AD off that shit. Put them two niggas up there. Top 75. You want to talk about some shit? James Harden. I'm pretty sure he still has hamstring troubles. I'm pretty sure he still has hamstring troubles. But we'll see. All Tobias Harris got to do is just wake up. Like if Tobias Harris can just wake up a couple games, they're clear to the championship. All they gotta do is wake up. You get to pay 165 million to open your eyes, nigga. Wake up. This is the time. This is the time. This is the time more than ever. All the Ben Simmons years, that was kind of the time too. You should have did something. But this year with James Harden and Maxi playing like he is as a young, so all he needs to play, they pay 165 million dollars to step up, and I'm more than sure. Um, the Philadelphia 76ers can get back to the thing. My lip crusty. I feel like my lip crusty when I look at the thing. That's why I don't like doing the video. I'm looking at it, my lip look crusty. Uh I think that's all I wanted to discuss. No, I wanted to talk about UFC. It's been so long. UFC is my favorite thing. And this is really why I want to start doing YouTube videos. See, after a while I start talking, I get a little hype. I really want to do YouTube videos because of UFC. Because I think because I really want to get more people in the UFC, period, like my folks. Um, Not black people. I just mean people I know. Because I'm on. It's like two of us that watch it. Because everybody thinks the UFC is brutal when there are times brutality. It's because of blood, but your skin is so pussy. Like your elbow. I gotta see my shit. I'm still on video. I don't think I can see it right here. You see this? I can see. Yeah, right there. See this little cut on my eye right here? See this the video exclusive. See this how pussy eyes is right here. Nigga, I was playing football. This shit happened to me when I was like 11, nigga. I talked about it on the pod before, but yeah, when I was like 11, right? So I'm catching the ball. I go, I jump. Ah, I catching that motherfucker. I'm telling you. Jerry Rice, stick him. Nothing to do with your boy. I catch it. Ah, I grab it. So when I get it, I turn. And I hit a railing, right? So in New Orleans, a lot of houses just built weird. It's built fucking stupid. Now I think they built up. Some no, they built long ways. right? So you usually be having a long ass house, not a wide ass house, because you putting two apartments in them bitches. So think of one house and cut that bitch right down the middle and put a wall in it. That's how a lot of New Orleans houses is, but they just long at the back. So my auntie house is still in my head from like fucking 1991. I can't even remember what I said 5 minutes ago. My auntie's house is still in my head from like fucking 1991, right? So you walk in this living room, right? But she didn't have it's no door right there. And then it was directly the bedroom. No, it could have, it's no door, but it's one of those sliding things. But they never use that shit. So it's the living room walking straight into their bedroom. It's right there. They connected. So when you look and you sitting in the living room, you looking at their bed, it's just to the left. That's just how these houses look. But we was kids. We was in the living room when they was in their bed, go to sleep. Nigga, we was already in the room about to go to sleep. It's not like niggas is up at 10 o'clock at p.m. And then the very next room, it's a door, but nobody ever closed that door because it's a bedroom. And the next thing room is the kitchen. And in the next room, well, it's the doors, obviously, because it's the bathroom. But it's no people from New Orleans that I'm talking about. It's no nigga, it's just rooms and rooms and rooms. It's just how it feels. It's stupid. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was talking about the UFC. And I just went all the way off the fucking tarmac and I just slid back on. But what I wanted to talk about with the UFC is I don't even know what I was talking about. I want to get people more into UFC because people think it's really brutal. That's what I was talking about. My eye. All right, I'll just switch back. My memory not that bad. It is pretty bad though. It ain't that bad at all. So I'm catching the ball, rah, and I hit it. Ah, I hit my eye on the thing, right? And this railing, they didn't even need a fucking railing. They had 3 steps, nigga. You don't need a railing for 3 steps, but it was a church, right? These niggas still ain't need no railing. It's 3 steps. Just three. I could have long foot that bitch and walked in. And I'm short. So I get it. I bust my eye and it didn't hurt at all. I didn't feel nothing. Cause you hit right here, it's a little bone. So it just bung. I was like, oh shit. But the pain, I didn't feel nothing. I just felt a thump. I was like, damn. It's like, all right, man. I was like, all right, fuck. I was like, I caught it. I was like, fuck. Threw the ball back, went like that. And nothing was on my hand. I patted my hand like fucking 10 times. Nothing was on my hand. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, man, let's go. And everybody looked at me and they pointed. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, yo, everybody screaming, yo. I'm like, dog, what the fuck what's going on? Because I don't feel nothing. But I, I look, and with this eye, the other eye, I look, and the eye is squirting blood. But I don't feel nothing. And it literally starts squirting blood like fucking 5 feet out. And I'm thinking somebody's behind me, but I go to touch my eye again, and I touch it, and I got a fucking handful of blood, like instantly. I just went like that, just touched it a little bit, and I got a handful of blood. So I'm screaming, and I just go running up the fucking block, and the whole fucking street, whole crowd, everybody, it's like 20 niggas running up the street. Yeah, I wish y'all could see what's in my head right now. It's Pauline Street. Anybody from New Orleans, from 91 New Orleans, it's Pauline Street, and in between and Villery, North Villery, and Pauline. It was a little cross street right here. Still a cross street. It's an old corner store. Used to be a black owned store. That motherfucker shut down like before I was even born, and that shit's still abandoned. It's still an old abandoned store right there. It's been there like 30 years on the corner. It's been there this whole time. And I run across, and the whole block is chasing me. And back then, in them days, everybody used to be outside. So, um, not only was our parents outside, our people outside, people was outside, and they was all talking to each other, doing their thing. Hey, yeah, it was just a Saturday. It was a Saturday when they was all talking, people all going along. Hey, I'm going to talk to him. Hey, I'm going to talk to Mister Whatever, whatever. Hey, I'm going to talk to Miss Yada. People doing all that, type of stuff. Literally everybody was outside. I remember this so much. Literally everybody. And I'm never in like nothing never happened to me. I don't be getting in trouble. I don't, I don't got no injuries. I ain't never broke a elbow or nothing like that. So when something happened to me, motherfuckers like, oh shit, something is really going on. But the whole block is just running. And and I remember as I'm running past everybody, they screaming too because the blood is squirting on my eye as I'm running. It is not hitting me in my face. It's just flying past me. But it's getting on the side of my head, but it's just flying past me. I'm running so fast and fucking it's just flying past me. And it just look like an anime dog. And it's stupid. But that's how pussy your eye is because I've been having this scar on my face forever, right? Didn't even need stitches. That's probably why it's scarred up. It just healed up in like a week. Enough to fucking be squirting on blood everywhere, but it healed up in like a week. But that side of I just told a whole story just to go back to UFC. That side of UFC, it's what throw people off, and it throw me off too. It's cringe to me too. Uh, when there's a fucking river of blood in the octagon, but I think it's the best sport. I think it's the best, not only the best combat sport. I think it's the best sport for the people. You know what I mean? Because we look at, let's say if you're a casual, right? If you're just somebody looking from UFC from the outside, right? Everybody respect a guy like Anderson Silva. We say Anderson Silva is one of the greatest fighters of all time. People will still say to this day Anderson Silva is the greatest fighter of all time. He's the greatest thing ever seen. Anderson Silva got losses. This nigga done lost like 6, 7 times. But in the UFC, I explained this before. Now I explain it over and over. The reason why it's the best is because all the promotion is done within the UFC. In boxing, they have their own promotions. So like there's a Barbarian promotion, the Canelo and De La Hoya, Golden Boy, they have their own promotion, Mayweather promotion. So they put fights together themselves. And those fights is usually about one fight, the main event. Nobody can ever tell me any other fights that didn't happen on a boxing card. You can't tell me fucking two fights that you even remember from a boxing card because the promotion is done just for the two fighters. And in boxing, a lot of these people don't fight each other because a loss is death for boxing. And two losses, you might as well give up. Nigga Broner lost once. It was like, oh, this nigga's trash. Nigga Broner is pretty good. And he lost his confidence because of that. And this shit happens. But that's why boxers they protect their record so much. But ironically, the greatest boxer of all time is Muhammad Ali, and this nigga lost plenty of times. So that's why I really like the UFC. They stick to, and the fans too. They stick to one. My number one thing is strength of schedule. If you fought the toughest niggas, well, of course you're gonna lose. And one of the best MMA, I would say representatives is Chael Sonnen. He's like LeBron lose every night. He's like LeBron might lose and then win the championship at the end. He's like that's why boxing is not it's not so as popular and it's not just so these days because you gotta respect the loss, man. Respect the fucking L, man. Respect a nigga losing and coming back and whipping some ass. Like you can't just be undefeated. Mayweather like 46-0. You think he beat 46 killers? Absolutely not. But go look at who Rafael dos Anjos fought. Go look at who Nate Diaz fought. Nate Diaz damn near 500. This nigga record is even. This nigga's probably 18 and 18. This nigga's probably 20 and 18. But when you fighting the best all the time, nigga, you gonna lose. And by the best, I mean literally the best, dog. Like, how do the UFC do it? And like I said, it's all inter-promotional. So the fighters don't have to worry about the promotional part. That's why they don't take as much back. The reason why Mayweather and all them niggas make such a big purses is because they put everything into it. They put all the promotion into it. They put all the marketing into it. And they get a way bigger cut of the ticket sales because they don't want securing the building. They don't want doing all the extra stuff. The fighters in UFC don't do none of that shit. Nigga, they ain't white, none of them niggas do that shit. All you gotta do is show up and scrap. But strength of schedule, fighting, and I'm not. I want to go back. Mayweather taught some. He fought some amazing fighters, amazing fighters. So I don't want to just use him as an example like that. But the first 25 niggas wasn't amazing fighters. He fought some amazing fighters, but all it's what I respect about the UFC and some of the fans. A lot of the fans are just incel shitheads. But um, over the past week, we had Kobe Covington fight Jorge Masvidal. I'm saying past weekend, like it's not the fucking end of this week. Um, I thought the fight was exactly how it played out. Kobe taking him down and just kind of beating him up. Um, with Masvidal having sparse moments in between. Those dudes have been sparring together for like 8 years, so I'm really sure they knew this was gonna turn out like this anyway. Um, but you can always try. And I thought it was a fantastic fight, man. And cats like Masvidal, Magadal, and Kobe, I don't really agree with anything they do outside of the cage, but Masvidal is he got like 18, 19 losses, dog. And he's maybe the second, third biggest draw in the UFC. He's the second or third most popular guy in the UFC. And this nigga done probably lost 16, 18 times. That's how the UFC give it up. Because when you fighting the best, nigga, who are we? Who am I to say, oh, nigga, Daniel Cormier, nigga, you lost to Stipe. You ain't the best. And he just fought the fucking Stipe Miocic, nigga. Who you supposed to lose to? If Daniel Cormier lost to two niggas in his whole career, and it's John Jones and it's Stipe. Nigga, who else is there to lose to? Because those two niggas can beat everybody else. So that's what I respect about UFC so much. And in my daily YouTube videos, I'll probably be giving more time to UFC than anything else. I really want to get to the into the UFC shit and get everybody into it. And I really want to just a new goal that popped in my head. I really want to get me one of these media credit things, man. I want to see how I can figure out getting a credit, uh, a media credit. It's some real nigga questions I need to be answered. I need to be asked, and I need some answers too. So we're gonna figure that out. Thank y'all for listening to another episode. Hope y'all enjoy the YouTube and shit too, cause you know, I guess you can see how disgusted my face usually be when I be talking about some shit. I actually be pissed off. Um, but I appreciate y'all listening for another hot fire episode. Holler.